When we look at the process, the first part of the process is the harvesting of the fat, and that's where cosmetic surgeons, plastic surgeons come into their own, because that's what they're skilled at, that's what they do on an almost daily basis. The second part of the process involves separating those cells in the laboratory, and this is where we have a cell biologist and lab technicians, and that part of the process is then done by those people. The third part of the process is injecting the cells. For many processes, it will just be an injection into the bloodstream via a drip, and that's pretty straightforward. But for a lot of the musculoskeletal disorders, osteoarthritis, going into some of the joints is in fact very difficult, and then we need ultrasound guidance. And if you want to inject into a disc in the back, then you need a CAT scanner. So we don't inject into the disc because we don't own a CAT scanner. But in an organisation that had one, then that certainly would be very possible, and that's what we've seen in the United States with Dr. Crescentino from a company called Regenix, and he's getting some outstanding results by injecting people's backs.
He was a tough Aussie fast bowler, but years of sending sizzlers down the pitch have taken their toll. Geoff Lawson's sporting career left him with chronic pain from arthritis until he was given a revolutionary treatment.
I couldn't bend my knee all the way. Boys, bowled him! Consistent pain, you can never get away from it. And he's gone! You lose your ability to become active.
He's one of Australia's cricketing greats.
In the air court, a slow ball has got him.
For years, Geoff Lawson, or Henry as he's known to many, put his body through its paces.
Being a fast bowler, that's probably the most stressful thing we can do, certainly in cricket. And being right-handed, all the stress goes through your left-hand side, ankles, knees, hips, back, the whole works. And when you bowl, 10 times your body weight goes through your left-hand side.
Geoffrey Lawson has got through.
But all those years of thundering into the crease finally took a hefty toll.
We talk about tens of thousands of deliveries. You finally wear out. To swap it over.
Now a cricket commentator and coach, Geoff was in the early stages of osteoarthritis.
There was fluid on my knee, and you could tell the swelling was there. I couldn't bend my knee all the way.
Refusing to let it slow him down, the 55-year-old was forced to use medication to dull the pain.
At my age, I don't want to spend another 20, 25, 30 years, whatever, taking tablets. Very good, isn't it?
Fearing he would eventually have to undergo surgery, Geoff went in search of an alternative.
I was getting to the stage in the very short term where I wasn't going to put up with it.
That's when Dr. Ralph Bright offered him at no cost stem cell therapy.
When he came to see me, he certainly couldn't play cricket. He was struggling to coach because he couldn't demonstrate things that he wanted to do.
The treatment aims to reduce joint inflammation and in some cases even regrow cartilage. It begins with a mini liposuction where up to half a litre of fat is extracted, usually from the patient's hips. It's then taken to the lab where technicians extract the stem cells before they're injected back into the patient's joint.
When we inject them into a vein, they will go around the body looking for somewhere to attach, and they'll be attracted to areas of inflammation. We don't rely upon other drugs or pharmaceuticals that can have adverse events, and I think from that point of view, it's the way of the future.
Earlier this year, we met 65-year-old Florence Benson, who was undergoing the procedure.
We would collect around 2 million stromal cells.
Florence's arthritis had become so bad she struggled to walk without pain.
I get out of bed and I feel like an old lady 90. I tussle around till I get my knees functioning again.
9 months on, and Dr. Bright couldn't be happier with her results.
She's got a better than 80% improvement so far, so she's happy. She's not totally out of the woods yet.
Still, in its early days, the procedure is experimental, and according to Dr. Bright, there are no guarantees.
Our success rate is around 75%.
5 months since being treated, and Geoff has returned for his follow-up.
We were a little bit sceptical whether it would work in the first place because there wasn't an immediate response to it, but the response is definitely there over this period.
He claims the improvement has allowed him to get back to doing what he loves most.
You are on your feet for most of the day. How does the knee feel now?
Right now, the knee feels terrific.
How does that compare to what it was like, say, 6 months ago?
You just don't want to stand up, and just standing around coaching actually hurts, and you know, you just want to go and sit down, really.
At this stage, it's still unknown whether Jeff's improvement will be permanent.
Our health is everything to us, and particularly those of us who are active. And I feel just quietly happy with things that are going along in the right direction.
Well, if you think this treatment might be right for you, you should definitely seek the advice of your doctor.
Well, now to some truly remarkable medical research which has discovered a new use for body fat. It's a good source of stem cells which can be isolated and then used to treat painful conditions that lead to almost 90,000 Australians getting hip and knee replacements every year. Pippa Gardner reports on the Australian trial using stem cells to treat osteoarthritis.
Frankly, if you'd said, I'll chop both your legs off, I'd have taken it over the pain I was in. It was just excruciating.
I'd be in agony all the time, every time I walk, everywhere. If I walk long distances, I'd be crying, tears running down my face.
Like 1.5 million Australians, Ian Weeks and Alana Halliday have osteoarthritis.
So I had the left one replaced, my bionic knee as I refer to it, but $27,000 later, I'm still in a lot of pain.
Like a 90-year-old man, just about ready for a wheelchair.
It's a crippling and terribly painful condition. The cartilage, the spongy protective tissue in our joints, becomes thin and loses its ability to stretch and bend. The bones in the joints can then start to rub against each other. Doctors don't know what causes it. Sufferers manage their osteoarthritis with strong painkillers, physiotherapy and light exercise. When pain becomes unmanageable, the only option is joint replacement surgery. But now, a treatment using our own fat. Dr. Ralph Bright believes it holds the key and perhaps a cure.
So Dr. Bright, what is this?
This is the fat. This is what we've taken from the patient. This is a veritable bank of stem cells.
Dr. Bright will harvest those stem cells and inject them back into a patient's body, or they will get to work repairing damaged tissue and cartilage.
Can you cure someone with one injection of stem cells?
What we do see is that with osteoarthritis, one injection will be enough to take away your symptoms. It'll stop the pain, it'll stop the stiffness.
The treatment is called ultrasonic cavitation and was developed in the US. It's a minor procedure done while a patient is awake. A small amount of fat is removed using liposuction. The patient's own stem cells are then separated from the fat using an ultrasound and injected into their body.
They will automatically home to the areas of inflammation, the areas of need, and start doing the good work to repair and regenerate those tissues.
It's brought life back to me. It's fantastic.
Ian took part in Dr. Bright's first trial. He had stem cells extracted from his fat and injected into his right knee. Within 2 months, he says the pain went and never came back.
Knee replacement was the last diagnosis I had before I had the stem cells. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. Because I'm doing things now. I can run, I can hop, I can skip, I can do anything now. I can squat down on the ground, anything.
Alana had her stem cells harvested and injected into her right knee 18 months ago. The former nurse was initially sceptical.
I was very, very surprised to find that within days I was thinking, oh, wait a minute, that pain's actually going, if not gone. I was able to move a whole pile more freely.
They certainly are the therapeutic miracle of this decade.
But miracles don't come cheap. While the procedure is now available to anyone, one round of treatment, which involves collecting the stem cells and injecting them back into the body, costs $9,000. There is no guarantee how long the stem cells will work. It's different for every person.
I'm saving me pennies now in case I need it. Maybe in the future, if I have to have it done, I'll just go to a decent bank manager and say, mate, I've got to have this done.
As it becomes more and more simplified, this will become a treatment for general practitioners. Your local GP will be able to do stem cell treatment for you.
The stem cell has just got to be the way of the future. It's just amazing. I just can't believe the relief I've got.
Okay, double right. Underneath. And 4.
When we first met former state heavyweight champion Terry Archer, he was at Sydney's Balmain PCYC improving young lives.
Some of them have been first offenders for minor things, and we've got them back on track, and now they've got some goals and disciplines, and it's a fantastic way to help kids, yeah.
But the urgent repair job was Terry's knees. A pin-up amateur who quit after 3 pro fights and a title, he couldn't afford the time for surgery, but was desperate for more mobility.
What's the constant level of pain like in your knee?
It's like a gnawing toothache. It's just a constant pain.
Lay down, head up this way, face up.
It must be one of the few places where our fat is useful, and some of Terry's was about to be harvested for stem cell treatment.
We try to take out around half a litre, but in fact we only need 80 mils.
Dr. Ralph Bright has been using stem cells on painful knees for 4 years.
Basically, the first thing that happens when we put the stem cells in is that those stem cells have with them some cytokines which will turn off the inflammatory process.
Thankfully, Terry felt nothing as liposuction took that half a litre. His fat laden with stem cells, his knees apparently starved of them.
So by putting stem cells back in there, we'll bring the stem cell population up to normal levels. And once the stem cell population is at normal levels, then it will be able to support the cells that make cartilage so they can work better.
Dr. Bright's is a family business. His wife P-Lynn isolated Terry's cells and they were then delivered to the target, finding their mark as a cloudy burst on the ultrasound.
Big right. Okay, move. Move that way, come on.
This week, Terry's fighters were chasing him around the gym.
How would you describe the difference between what you were before and
now? There's no comparison, mate. Like before, I could hardly bend or I could hardly move. Now I can lift my knees right up, and it's fantastic, you know.
You even look like you're not in pain.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not on painkillers. It's been terrific, yeah.
What have you noticed about the big fella?
More movement in him. Starts to exercise a bit more. Just general better
mood?
Yeah, better mood.
On his way out, the big man gave us a before and after demo on the gym stairs.
It took me forever to get down the stairs. Now, after stem cell, sweet as a nut. No trouble, it's over.
And after that, he kept going. Draw your own conclusions, but here is one patient who'd go through it all again.
I can see a title shot.
Maybe the veterans. I've always wanted to go in the veterans, mate.
Tim Sheridan, Fox Sports News.
साल तक मेरे को घुटने में बहुत दर्द था, लेफ्ट वाला घुटना बहुत ज्यादा दुखता था और दर्द बढ़ते बढ़ते इतना हो गया था कि मैं रात को सो भी नहीं पाती थी आराम से। घुटने में इतना दर्द था कि सीधा करो तो नींद ही खुल जाती थी रात को कई बार। जीना चढ़ना उतरना बैठना जमीन पे थोड़ा सा भी चलना पड़ता था तो ऐसा लगता था यहीं बैठ जाओ। ऐसे करीब 1 साल से ही निकाला। फिर ये थेरेपी के करीब 1 महीने पहले मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा दर्द था तो मैं डॉक्टर को बताने के लिए आई थी तो उन्होंने बोला कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया से ये लोग आ रहे हैं और आप ये वाली थेरेपी लेकर के देखो। ये कराया प्रोसीजर पूरा और उसके 15 दिन तक मुझे थोड़ा सा पेन रहा पेट वगैरह में और उसके बाद तो रिलैक्स रहा और इतना अच्छा रहा कि मैं मतलब अपनी जो रियल लाइफ भूल गई थी वो फिर वापस जीने लग गई हूँ आजकल और बहुत इजी हो गया। दर्द भी बिल्कुल ना के बरोबर है। कभी कभी बहुत ज्यादा एक्सर्शन होता है, चलना फिरना होता है तो दर्द हो जाता है, पर अपन रिलैक्स कर लो, लेट जाओ बैठ जाओ तो अपने आप से ही ठीक हो जाता है। कोई दवा वगैरह नहीं लेनी पड़ती और बिल्कुल मैं डॉक्टर तंदुए का और यहाँ सहज हॉस्पिटल का डॉक्टर बोरा का धन्यवाद देती हूँ जो ने इस थेरेपी को यहाँ लाया और जो इतने ज्यादा दर्द उठा रहे, इस पीड़ा जो सहन नहीं कर पा रहे, उनको सहज और रिलैक्स वाला जीवन दिया।
मैम, तो आपका SVF कब हुआ था?
2013 मई को हुआ था मेरा, 2015 में।
और अभी 1 साल हो गए
जी।
अभी बिल्कुल भी पेन नहीं है आपको?
हाँ, ऐसे अभी कुछ ज्यादा एग्जर्शन नहीं करूँ तो कह सकती हूँ कि बिल्कुल भी पेन नहीं है।
सर, कैसा महसूस कर रहे हैं आप? पहले कैसा दर्द था आपको?
पहले इतना नहीं चल सकते, एकदम
तेज
चलते दर्द रहता है, मान लो चल भी लिए यहाँ आकर के वो एकदम दर्द में तकलीफ है।
तो 24 घंटे में कितना आराम हुआ? अभी तो 24 घंटे भी नहीं हुए आपको?
लगता है कि करीब 70% आराम मिल,
काफी आराम मिल गया।
हाँ, काफी है।
लोग कहते थे कि 24 घंटे में आराम नहीं हो सकता, आपको कैसा लगा?
मेरे को क्या हुआ, कल पूछा था 15 मिनट बाद ही कि आपको कैसा लग रहा है, तो मैं समझ गया कि 15 मिनट में आराम होना शुरू होता है, इसका मतलब।
अच्छा, सहज में आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा?
सहज में बहुत अच्छा रहा, बहुत अच्छा है।
आपके हर्निया ठीक है दोनों? कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं है?
वो तो बार बार आपको कहता था कि बोले ध्यान रखना, आप एकदम बढ़िया है।
आप खुश हैं इस टेक्निक से?
मेरे को हार्ट का भी था ना।
हाँ,
हार्ट का
इतना कॉम्प्लिकेशन होने के बाद आपको कोई डर लगा?
नहीं, मेरे को डर नहीं लगा, इसलिए कि आप लोग बहुत बढ़िया थे, कहाँ डर लगेगा।
बाकी
और फिर भी मेरा काम था रिमाइंड करना बार बार कि क्या था, आपके पास पेशेंट आते रहते हैं। तो निश्चित रूप से आपको हर एक का ध्यान नहीं देता ना।
आपको ये टेक्निक कैसी लगी?
टेक्निक बहुत अच्छी लगी, बहुत अच्छी। हम तो चाहते हैं कि जल्दी से जल्दी आप शुरू करो, और मैं ऐसा सोचता हूँ कि अगर आप शुरू करोगे ना तो शायद इंदौर में नहीं, मतलब बाहर के पेशेंट बहुत मिलेंगे, तो शायद आप, मेरे ख्याल से आप कर भी नहीं पाओगे इतने पेशेंट है, पेशेंट की कोई कमी नहीं है। और हमारा एक बड़ा भारी ग्रुप है, डॉक्टर मालूम अच्छे से, तो आप बोलोगे तो बड़ा ग्रुप है, और ग्रुप के माध्यम से चाहे इतने लोग आएंगे।
This operation was held on 18th of May this year. It's 3 months ago. I'm feeling better. It's about 40% improvement I feel. And my age is 73. Weight is about 85 to 86. Height is 5 feet 6 inches.
What daily activities are you able to do easily now?
I do my morning jobs at home only. I am busy for at least 2 hours from 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I take my breakfast, etc. Then rest also by 10 o'clock. I take rest for 1 hour. Then again I have to be at home, but I try to avoid to go out quite often. So I have to be at home only so that I can get the full rest.
How much difference are you feeling from the SVF procedure and now?
It's about 40% improvement.
40%?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
पहले से काफ़ी बेटर फील कर रही हूँ। और ये चूँकि पहले मैं को 4-5 साल से ये प्रॉब्लम थी, लेकिन उतना नहीं था। पहले मैं आराम से बैठ लेती थी, उठ भी जाती थी, और सब स्टेयर्स भी चढ़ती थी, उतरती थी। धीरे धीरे मेरा, फिर मैंने जब डॉक्टर से वहीं भोपाल में 2 साल पहले एक्सरे करवाया, चेन्नई से भी कराया था। ट्रीटमेंट मैंने 2-3 जगह लिया, और उन्होंने यही कहा कि नो नीड टू ऑपरेशन, और अभी आप कर सकते हो अपना जैसा चल रहा है। और लेकिन डॉक्टर संजय गुप्ता भोपाल में उन्होंने कह दिया था कि ऑर्थराइटिस बढ़ना ही है, ये घटेगा तो है नहीं, और लॉन्ग रन में नी रिप्लेसमेंट के अलावा इसका कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है। तो मैं भी डिसअपॉइंट हो गई। मैंने कहा अब शायद आगे जाके मुझे नी रिप्लेसमेंट ही करना पड़ेगा। लेकिन कोइंसिडेंटली मैं बहुत ज़्यादा तकलीफ में आ गई थी। अभी चलना उतरना, मैं चूँकि सिंगर भी हूँ क्लासिकल, और बैठ के मुझे गाना पड़ता है, तो अभी मैं जब सिंहस्थ में प्रोग्राम किया तो मुझे ट्रैवल की जर्नी वो सब मिला के इतना स्वेलिंग आ गया पैरों में, मैं बैठ के गा नहीं पाई ढंग से, मतलब बैठी बहुत गद्दा लेके बैठी और गाया, बहुत तकलीफ महसूस हुई। तब मैं सोचा कि अब इसके सीरियसली ट्रीटमेंट लिया जाए। इस बीच मेरा शुगर बहुत बढ़ गया, 300 फास्टिंग और 400 पीपी, तो बहुत ही नर्वस थी मैं, क्या करूं, पैर देखूं, शुगर देखूं, क्या देखूं। फिर उसके बाद मेरे को लकीली इनके एक फ्रेंड है हस्बैंड के, डॉक्टर प्रमोद शर्मा, तो उनसे इन्होंने ऐसी बात किया कि सर ऑर्थोपेडिक का कोई इंदौर में है क्या, उसका कोई ट्रीटमेंट हो सकता है, इनको प्रॉब्लम है वाइफ को। तो चूँकि वो क्लास फेलो थे इनके, ही वॉज वेरी गुड डॉक्टर, तो उन्होंने बोला कि आप ऐसा करो, मैंने सहज हॉस्पिटल का नाम सुना, वहाँ पे आप एक बार चले जाइए और दिखा दीजिए। और लकीली मैं यहाँ आ गई और डॉक्टर पंकज जी से जब बात की तो बहुत ही अच्छी तरह उन्होंने हमारी काउंसलिंग हुई और उन्होंने जो हमको समझाया, और काफ़ी उससे मैं मतलब क्लिक हुआ मुझे, क्योंकि नॉर्मली इतनी जल्दी क्लिक नहीं होता आदमी, ऑपरेशन और सर्जरी किसी भी तरह से घबराता है। तो मैंने सोचा ये इतना इजी मेथड है और मुझे ज़्यादा पेन्स भी नहीं लेना है, सिर्फ परहेज ही करना है, या 2-3 महीने 4 महीने, चलो ठीक है। तो बहुत सोचा, फिर हम लोग इमीडिएट आ गए और हमने इसको फिर करवा भी लिया मैंने। आज 10 दिन हो गए मुझे, और इसको करवाने के बाद चूँकि मैं जैसे तड़पती थी पैर रखने में, चलने में, तो मुझे वॉकिंग करने में उतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। और जो मामूली प्रॉब्लम्स थोड़ी बहुत तो होती है, वो 1.5 महीने का परहेज बताया, और बाकी मैं आराम से वॉक कर रही हूँ, चल रही हूँ, मुझे एट प्रेजेंट कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दिस प्रोसीजर, और मैं तो एडवाइस करूँगी कि और लोग भी इसे कराएँ। और चूँकि थोड़ा कॉस्टली कई लोगों को लग सकता है, बट और लकीली मुझे क्लेम भी मिल गया, तो कैशलेस क्लेम मिला, जिनका मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस है उनको तो और अच्छा है। और बहुत लोगों ने कराया और सक्सेस हुए। मैंने उन लोगों से ही बात की थी जो 5-6 महीने पहले करा चुके, इन्होंने रेफरेंसेस दिए मुझे, उन लोगों से बात करके बहुत सेटिस्फाइड हुई। दैट्स वाई आई हैव टेकन दिस स्टेप, और नाउ आई एम हैप्पी।
ये कब से तकलीफ आपको?
बहुत साल हो गए, 10-12 साल हो गए।
क्या होता है, दोनों घुटनों में बहुत दर्द होता है?
हाँ, दर्द होता है, सूजन भी आ जाती है।
और ये चाल आपकी ऐसी रहती है?
हाँ,
बहुत धीरे धीरे
दर्द होता है तो चल नहीं पाते बिल्कुल भी। 2-4 राउंड लगाए कि नहीं लगाए तो बैठ जाते हैं, चलना नहीं होता,
ठीक से अच्छा चल नहीं पाते हैं।
नहीं।
अच्छा, एक बार और वापस जाके चल के दिखाइए। अभी कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
वैसा तो ठीक लग रहा है।
अभी दर्द में कितना आराम है?
फिर भी 50% तो आराम है मेरे को। ये एक पैर की सूजन जैसी ये कम हो गई, इस पर की थोड़ी नहीं हुई है।
हाँ, वो भी धीरे धीरे कम हो जाएगी।
हाँ।
तो पहले कितना दर्द था आपको?
बहुत ज्यादा दर्द होता, एक पैर डालो तो जरा
चलने में बहुत आराम ये हो गया।
हाँ।
है ना? चाल कैसी थी पहले आपकी? लड़का के चढ़ते थे थोड़ा।
हाँ।
है ना? अब कैसी है?
ठीक है जरा,
अब आराम है आप, काफी खुश हैं आप?
हाँ, खुश है, और मेरा आशीर्वाद भी है बेटा।
चलो, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आपको?
धन्यवाद देती हूँ।
24 घंटे में आपको इतना आराम हो गया? आपको लग रहा था कि इतना हो जाएगा?
नहीं लग रहा था।
है ना? फिर भी काफी आराम है आपको?
हाँ।